I thought I would challenge artificial intelligence. It was just a joke with myself the other day. I have ChatGPT on my phone, so I thought I'm going to ask it how it would define period poverty. Let's see what they come up with. I started with 100 words, ended up with 50. And this is what artificial intelligence says. Period poverty refers to the lack of access to menstrual hygiene products, often due to financial constraints. It affects women and girls who struggle to afford items like pads, tampons, leading to unhygienic practices, missed school or work, and adverse health effects. It highlights the need for affordable menstrual product access and education. Artificial intelligence. So, who's seeing red? That is what that says, and a project by us. So we are the smallest club in the region. Happily, all of our 12 members have been incredibly engaged to a greater or lesser extent, including our 2 new members who joined us this year. So that's a huge win for us when you've gone from 10 to 12. Let me hand over to Diana, who, it must be said, has driven and is driving this project like the true champion seroptimist she is.
Sustainable period products, we are aiming to try and eliminate the use of plastic as far as possible. So it's part of our environmental issues. Reducing waste, but breaking down taboos. This came up in our club programme action meeting, which is a whole club meeting. As identified members, including one with an Indian and one with a Caribbean background, prevention of normal social and occupational interaction, but in extreme cases, the view that women and girls are impure and dirty or sinful, or they may be physically banished from their home. So, as we discussed, it grew.
In October, Jonathan Lee, who is the managing director of the Good Company, which provides Epsom and Ewell Food Bank, he joined us at a club meeting where basically it was emphasised, he emphasised the increase in demand on food banks in our area, and specifically the rise in the need for period products. So reflecting on this poverty at the club's next meeting, we identified the increasing need for women and for girls to have access to period products. We knew about these being sent abroad and overseas, but decided the local issue deserved more of our attention. Then Kay had a bright idea to encourage region to expand and promote programme action as a means to recruit new members. Thank you, Kay. At our first meeting of this year, the project Who's Seeing Red was conceived and adopted. The initial contact was with the social enterprise Hey Girls, with obviously the objective to hopefully partnering with them, given their background being in sustainable period products. Sadly, we were unable to progress that as they weren't taking on any further community partners, but we were not deterred. And a list of alternative sustainable suppliers was researched and created. Then Diana chatted to her hairdresser, Carly,
who was confused by the scope of the project. The period poverty, yes. Environmental issues, health issues, it was all a bit confusing. She suggested the questionnaire, which we then developed and used the research carried out by 2 of our members, Carol and Rachel, and Carly offered to pilot this with her colleagues and friends.
To the construct of the questionnaire, our initial research included the sources that you can now see on the screen, more or less. I'm not going to go through them, they are up there. And basically, re-enter Carly.
Carly had circulated questionnaires. Only 9 came back to us, but I collected these. We collated, analysed and reviewed them as a basis for producing our final document.
By the way, we do have questionnaires for you all here, so you might like to try your hand at answering them, see how you do. By the way, we also have the answers. Okay, so there we go. We also have some mini posters promoting our fashion show on November the 7th. The funds raised here will actually enable us to start the initial trialling of the various products in our community, and we hope some of you will maybe be able to attend. Anyway, see us over lunch, and then I can give you the various bits of information. As you can see, in addition, we are out and about in the community, consuming vast amounts of coffee, and hopefully something more potent as Christmas approaches, all whilst articulating the project, obviously uppermost, and inspiring potential members.
We will be using our questionnaire out in the community with information leaflets explaining the context and the details so that people can learn. We'll be promoting this local events and so on, talking to schools. All these activities will raise awareness of our club, our project work and Sir Optimism. We already have one invitation to a local school and will contact others. For membership, we are establishing a buddy system to support prospective and new members. As a small club, we have to, and hoping they form an orderly queue to join us.
Now, interestingly, whilst our research is ongoing, ever ongoing, we are identifying a whole range of issues which require our experienced Sir Optimist advocacy. Even as recently as this week in The Guardian, Naga Manchetti tells of gaslighting by doctors over period pain. Notably, Caroline Noakes, chair of the Women and Equalities Committee, as you all know, she did come to speak to us quite a while back now, said it would issue guidance to tackle what Naga called ignorance, stigma and shame surrounding women's health. Now, if we keep going, you will see that at the very end, we've got a launch party. There's a last bullet point. There we go. Woohoo! At the appropriate time, we will publicly launch Who's Seeing Red. So thank you all so much. It's goodbye from her, and it's goodbye from me. So